The biggest project that human beings have ever successfully carried out was the Apollo 11 mission, the one that took man on the moon. In that mission, how many project managers were working with and how many had certification? And these days, what do you need to have on your resume to manage a space program? Let's have a chat about it. Hi there, you're very welcome. I am Adalberto Abadde, and in this channel I help technology professionals to develop their careers, and through knowledge I help avoid the most common uncertainties and mistakes that may arise along the way. If you think you already know absolutely everything about technology and management, this channel is not for you. But if you seek direction in your IT career, are looking for establish a network of relationships with other relevant professionals in the field, and most importantly, have access to a free learning content, subscribe to my channel and activate the bell here down below. Oh, there's also a version of this video in Spanish and Portuguese, and you can access this by clicking on the card that will appear up here. Thank you so much for your attention, and let's get to today's topic. But before, subscribe yourself. Come on, it's fast. Okay? Thanks a lot. Well, let's talk about the mission. In the year of 1969, men went to the moon. And this was one of the greatest projects ever carried out by humankind. Aboard the Columbia Command Module, 3 astronauts, Michael Collins, Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong, managed to reach the moon, put their feet on the surface, conduct some scientific experiments and return to Earth safely. But the effort was not only made by 3 men. Behind them, there was a team of thousands of people led by their respective project managers and program managers. Well, but what did it take to be able to lead any of those teams on this project? What was common in the curriculum of each of the technology project managers present there? And how does this curriculum is like today's curriculum? It's 51 years later. What has changed? Before, take a break in the video and put in the comments what do you think is the most important skills to be a space program project manager. Put there if you believe you have any of those skills here in the comments, and how would you be your participation in this kind of project? I want to hear from you. Let's go ahead. When you are looking for a project manager, we usually see vacancies like asking for PMP certification, Scrum Master, SAFe training lead, practitioner of Lean, Six Sigma, Kanban, Spanish, French, International MBA, and so on. I still keep thinking when I see this, if nowadays this is required for those who sometimes will lead a team of 5 people to develop a mobile application, what was necessary to have in the curriculum of someone who needed to lead the man who goes to the moon? Interesting, huh? The first thing we see is that half of the acronyms we have here would not be asked at that time. PMP certification emerged only in the 80s. Agile methodologies only began to be organized as we knew nowadays in the 90s. Concepts such as TPVS, Lean, Kanban were beginning to be discussed in the Japanese auto industry in the 50s and the 60s. What we might perhaps consider would be the MBA. After all, the first MBA course in the world appeared in 1908 in the Harvard University in the United States. And stay tuned, there's going to be an MBA video, very interesting discussion on this channel. Stay tuned. Language skills perhaps might be equally important, as several scientists from other countries who mastered the new missile launch techniques and technologies developed in the Second World War contributed to the program. Overall, I see clearly that certainly they required far fewer titles and certifications than is usually asked today. Then you might be wondering, what is needed nowadays in the curriculum for a space program project manager? Let's see. I am a fan of the SpaceX company, which is preparing to take the human to Mars, and I went on their careers website to see if there's any vacancy or project manager and what they are asking in this position. Shall we check out? Before, look something interesting. I found a vacancy of barista. Look here. Leave the comments of this video if you would like to serve coffee for a staff that goes to Mars. Interesting, huh? Now let's go to the point. Looking for a position of project manager, I found absolutely nothing. But the most familiar I found was the work of mission manager. Here is the job description. I see a very cool first description. First of all, this is the opportunity to be the program manager of the landing system for humans to the moon. Cool, huh? So, what will be the qualifications of this professional? Let's see. Let's zoom it. Let's comment. First, you must have a master's degree. For me, it's very reasonable because you lead many other masters, doctors, PhDs, so it's very important. Following, know how to speak well, write well, and negotiate. Again, something about negotiation, negotiate too. Know how to work as a team, 5 years of experience in works like NASA or rocket launch jobs. I think it's very necessary, of course. And need to work with details, passionate, and obviously being able to work overtime and the weekends too. So, what do we have in front of us? It's much a smaller list of requirements in question of titles and certifications than much vacancy of programmer or networks technician that we can find at the job market. Just search at the LinkedIn and you will find what I'm talking about. But this opportunity is much more focused on the business itself, rocket launch of course, and on human skills such as negotiation and knowing how to work as a team. Another thing that caught my attention was precisely the last part, the interpersonal relationship. Speak well, write well, this is very important. It sounds simple for many people, but in my professional career, I found a lot of people with impressive titles who could not relate to other co-workers, had difficulty to work as a team, and even to expose their own ideas in a meeting. They were big-headed and selfish in their day-by-day. People like that usually destroy the work environment and become toxic to both the team and the company. And tell me, now it's your turn. Do you know someone like that who only knows his own titles and looks at himself every time? Tell us in the comments. And to summarize, I want to leave here a reflection. This video is not about talking bad about any certification or any title. If you want to know my opinion on certifications, click on the card above and see what I think about the PMP certification in the year of 2020. Despite of this, I give you a warning that just looking at the job market as a constant search for title and forgetting that the most important thing is the relationship, knowing how to communicate and know how to write well, it's a big mistake. That's a very basic skill that everyone should have, and most of the time people think they know, but they do not train that. So we need to search to train these kinds of skills on leading human, on relationship with human, on team building. This is very important, much more important to have these interpersonal skills than certifications and titles. So this is it. This is just a reflection. Think about that. Think in your professional career on this sense, on feeling that you need to be a very good co-worker and team worker and think on human relationship. This is still be important even to go to Mars. Okay? Big huggy and see you next time.